Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to New Century. Today's site for the official press conference as we head towards a great night of boxing live from the AO Arena in Manchester. Thank you to the members of media joining us today, and thank you to our viewers joining us on Sky Sports. Less than 1 year after Boxer and Sky put together the biggest night in the history of women's boxing by uniting the market and countries from all over the world, they aim to do it again, as we see another night of undisputed championship boxing come to the United Kingdom here in Manchester. We would like to thank our headline partner, Bet365, and our official partners, Everlast, Village Hotels, and Wow Hydrate. Over 10 belts will be represented this Saturday, multiple of which will be on the line, and we begin with the undercard press conference today. I want to welcome Savage Dan, the host of today's press conference, on stage. Joining Savage Dan is also Ben Shalom, the CEO and head of Boxer and the promoter of this historic event. I want to introduce the fighters that are joining us on stage to answer some questions and possibly talk a little bit of trash for all you viewers joining us. First, a rematch in the super welterweight division. First from Penn's Net, please welcome Kirsty Bavo Babington. And from Liverpool, her opponent, April Hunter. We next see a super middleweight battle between two great prospects. First from Scotland, please welcome Boris Crichton. And from Barnsley, South Yorkshire, please welcome the undefeated Central Area champion, Callum Simpson. Up next is a contest for the vacant Commonwealth Silver Super Middleweight Championship. First from Chorley, please welcome the undefeated WBO Global Super Middleweight Champion, Mark Jeffers. And from Fulham, London, the current reigning English champion, Zach Chelly. And now a contest in the light heavyweight division. First from Ireland by way of Slovakia, with 13 wins, 9 of which by knockout. Please welcome Big Bad Vladimir Belushki. And his opponent from Darlaston, West Midlands, the Olympic silver medalist, the undefeated, and the ever so slightly flashy, the surgeon, Ben Whitaker. And our chief support Saturday night for the vacant IBF Welterweight Championship. First from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She is the current WBA Intercontinental Champion and the former undisputed challenger, Candy Crush Wyatt. And now, rounding out this press conference first from Liverpool. Just last year, she collected 3 world titles. Now going for her 4th in a row, the first ever woman to be named British Boxer of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Natasha Jonas. Savage Dan, Ben Shalom, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Big Mo. Welcome everybody to Manchester. Another historic night of boxing awaits us at the AO Arena on Saturday. This card has everything. It has rematches, debuts, grudge matches, world titles, and an undisputed fight at top of the bill. Let me bring in Boxer's promoter, Ben Shalom. Ben, it was unfortunate to lose the Eubank Smith fight, but is this card a show of the depth that is available at Sky?
Yeah, I think it shows the strength in women's boxing. I think when a box office fight like that falls out, there's only a handful of fighters in the whole of the country that can headline any arena in it, and Savannah Marshall is one of those fighters. Headlined at the O2 in one of the most historic events we've seen in boxing history, and now headlines in the Manchester Arena in their 2nd undisputed fight. Tasha Jonas also hoping to become a 2-weight world champion. It's going to be a special night in Manchester. Over 8,000 tickets already sold in Savannah Marshall's, in Manchester, which is even Savannah's hometown. So a big night on Saturday night and a huge card as well.
Let's meet the fighters. First, let's go to April Hunter and Kirsty Babington. Kirsty, I'll come to you first. Last time out, you took the fight at 4 days' notice and you caused an upset. What's your recollection of that fight?
I won, that's it. It's going to be a repeat on Saturday. I'm going to end April's career, and that's it. Shut her mouth once and for all. So I pulled this mouth over social media and just get it done and get the job done, repeat.
It seems more personal this time. Why?
I think it's just a disrespect since it's been 2 years. I don't know how it can be a rematch. We've offered it how many times now? So
I've never been offered it once. And you're on about ending my career. Your career's practically finished. You had European titles stripped off you for boxing that badly, and you didn't land a punch on Lauren Price. So I think you just
listen,
your
I've had
career
big
onto me.
fights compared to you. You're a joke. You're a joke to the sport.
Well,
You're
we'll
a
see on
poor role
Saturday.
model.
We'll
You
see.
shake
We'll see on
someone's
Saturday.
hand when
We'll
you've
see on
had
Saturday.
a loss. I've lost. Who cares? Get on with it. You move on. Shake hands. Move on. You had a tantrum and run off.
You're a bit salty, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be
Calm down.
repeat on Saturday. Your career's over.
We'll see. We'll see Saturday.
April, you've obviously wanted this rematch for a while. How hard was it to get it?
I don't understand. I've never been offered this rematch once. I've been asking for this
Yeah,
for a
'cause
long
your team
time.
don't let you know anything. They don't want you on the show.
I think they would. I think they'd let us know. They don't want us on the show. What are you on about? I'm surprised you're a teacher because you can barely speak. You can barely understand it. What are you even talking about?
Since that loss, you've gone on to have 2 good wins. You're with Peter Fury. How have you improved as a fighter?
I've improved in every aspect. I've got all the tools in the box to beat Kirsty on Saturday night. I just need to get in there, relax, listen to me coach Peter, and that's that.
Kirsty, you said that in your last fight, you were a little bit flat. I'm guessing the fire's lit for this one. There's no danger of that.
No, I'm ready for this one. Yeah, a little bit flat, obviously. You know, I'm boxing Lauren Price. I'm boxing big fights. So, yeah, I did feel a little bit flat, but I've been active. Like, I've had a lot of fights, so I just want to make sure, like, the energy's there for this one. It's a bit personal, so different kind of energy, yeah.
April, how much did that loss hurt you? And what changes have you made and do you have to make to beat Kirsty this time?
Well, it's never nice to lose, is it? But Kirsty's getting in with a completely different person on Saturday night than she got in that last fight. No excuses, but listen, I'm a different fighter. I'm super fit, I'm super strong, and I'm ready to give her a hell of a night on Saturday night.
So why did we box at our actual weight then, if you're super fit?
But that's the thing,
Why
the weight
have
was
I
a
gotta go
problem last
weights
time.
to get the
That was a
fight
problem,
done?
making the weight. That was the whole problem, that's why I was drained. So,
I mean, we boxed at a completely different weight on the last one. Why can't we make that this time?
because it's hard for us to make the weight, that's the whole point. Peter doesn't want us boxing at welter. That's why I'm at super welter. What can't you comprehend? Where's your brain at, man?
I feel like this is heating up quite nicely. Any final words to each other?
Nah, I just hope she's ready on Saturday night, because I am.
I'm more than ready. I'm ready to end ya.
Couldn't end anything. She couldn't knock the skin off a rice pudding. You can barely punch her. What are you actually ending?
Well, that's a good way to start a press conference, I guess. Next, let's go to Callum Simpson and Boris Crichton. Boris, you've been busy this year already. This will be your 4th fight. But it's a big ask. You're up against Callum. How do you beat him?
I don't really think it's a big ask, to be fair. I've been in this position before. Changes nothing. He's a fighter that's never been hit before. He's not been above 4 rounds. We'll see what happens when he gets past that 4th round, the 6th round, the 8th round, and he starts to really feel that pace. We'll see when he feels what it's like when he gets hit. So it's not really much of a puzzle to solve.
You came in at 1 day's notice against Lyndon Arthur, and you gave a very good account of yourself. This time you've had longer to prepare. Does that give you added confidence?
The confidence I had to take a fight in 1 day's notice changes nothing. The confidence is exactly the same. The fact that I can take a fight in a day's notice, and I've got 6 weeks camp, of course it's going to make me confident, but it changes nothing. A fight is a fight. I was fit then, I'm fit now. Let's go.
How much of Callum have you watched? What are his strengths, his weaknesses? What do you have to do?
There's nothing there that impresses me when I watch it. There's nothing there that I particularly think I have to worry about. Like I said, it's not about watching him, it's about seeing who he's fought. And he's fighting bus drivers and guys that work at call centers. They're not hard to beat. He's a super middleweight that's fought 2 middleweights in his last 2 fights. There's just really nothing there. When he gets in with the ring with the real super middleweight, then we'll find out.
Callum, Boris has a habit of handing unbeaten fighters their first loss. What do you have to do to make sure that you get your hand raised on Saturday?
Listen, everything that Boris is saying is music to my ears, you know. Saying he's not got a puzzle to solve, I've not fought no one, is going to know about it on Saturday. And
You haven't fought anyone.
yeah, you're right.
You're saying it like
you're right.
It's not true.
No, you're correct. But everything
you.
you're saying is music to my ears, and I think like I was excited for this fight to begin with, and I'm even more excited now. You know, yeah, he stepped in on a day's notice against Lyndon Arthur, but I'm no Lyndon Arthur. And the thing for me is, yeah, my last 9 fights have not gone past 3 rounds, like 5 in the first round. And it's for a reason. Look at the other people that fought them guys, and they weren't getting them out there. They were taking in the full 4 or 8 rounds or however many rounds they were going. And yeah, so I think, like I said, I'm not being hit. I was out spine Batibia for 6 weeks, did over 30 rounds with the hardest puncher at light heavyweight. And, you know, I've been asked to go back again, so I think that just shows for itself. But, you know, I've got a lot to prove on Saturday, and I believe I'm going to do that.
Last time out, we saw you blast through Celso Neves. You looked super sharp yesterday at the public workout. Do you feel like you've got some good momentum right now?
Yeah, I've got good momentum, but, you know, those them fights, this is now. And, you know, we've watched Boris, we've seen what he's about, and I think he's in big trouble on Saturday.
Expecting a big turnout from the Barnsley faithful?
Yeah, as always, yeah, you know, it's building every fight. My support's building every fight, so, yeah, there's plenty coming over to watch me knock him out.
Looking at the year ahead, you know, not trying to look past Boris, but what do you want to achieve this year?
By the end of this year, I want this title. Is that the English? By the end of this year, I want that title at least. Maybe the British will see.
Ben, it's a demand there. He wants the English, but he has a big test on Saturday night.
Yeah, I remember we had a lot of people in our team telling me to sign Callum Simpson for a long time, and we managed to get it over the line eventually. And we have a fully fledged professional that's learned his craft on the small hall and has the ability and the talent and the superstar potential to go right to the top of the division. I think Boris Crichton shows the intention they have within the camp. This is a serious opponent for Callum at this stage of his career, and he'll be looking to put on a performance, but he wants to go right to the top of the division. Obviously, he's got Zach Chelly next to him as well, but Callum's got to get through Saturday night. It's going to be a tough fight, and Boris has been extremely active recently, and I expect to see the best Boris Crichton as well.
You mentioned Zach Chelly there. Let's go next to our wild card fight, which is Zach Chelly against Mark Jeffers. Zach, I'll come to you first. You were originally scheduled to fight Mark Heffron, and you seem to be very unlucky when it comes to getting opponents in the ring. Do you just feel like you're the most avoided super middleweight?
Yeah, well, I guess so. Laurent Richards first, now Mark Heffron. I wonder who's next. But I'd like to say thank you for Mark Jeffers for taking the fight. Don't want to scare you away, so hopefully we'll have a great fight. I'll do my trash talking in the ring.
Mark, this is an interesting one because although it looks like people don't want to fight Zach, you are somebody that's wanted this fight for quite a while. Why do you want to fight Zach Chelly?
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity. I think a lot of people inside boxing know exactly what I'm about, so to get a win on Saturday, yeah, push me right to the top. British level, definitely.
You're from Manchester, you'll have the home fans. Does that give you an edge, an advantage in this fight?
Obviously, yeah, I'm taking about 250, but it's just me and Zach in there. We've got a great game plan. I know exactly what to do, and people are going to see exactly how good I am on Saturday night.
Zach, you were the underdog going in against Anthony Sims Jr. You ripped up the script, dominated him. At this time, do you feel like you can just be anybody that's placed in front of you?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, he has a plan. Anthony Sims had a plan. Jermaine Brown had a plan. Jack Kilgannon had a plan, but I always destroy their plan. When I go into a fight, I go with plan A to Z. Whatever they bring, I'll adapt, and I'm sure you've seen that many times.
He can switch stances, he's slick, he's unbeaten. Where's this fight won and lost for you?
Well, look how many people whose virginity I've taken from the boxing world, you know what I mean? I've taken so many O's. Nearly half of my records, I've fought undefeated fighters, and I've taken their O. So I'll see the same again.
Mark, you've been in the ring and sparred the likes of Liam Smith, Callum Smith. Even for this camp, you've sparred Callum Simpson. Boxing's all about momentum, and right now, do you just feel like it's your time?
Yeah, I boxed about 6 weeks ago. Was going to be fighting in 2 weeks, so listen, I'm always in the gym, I'm always ready. And when Mick rang me up, when was it, about 2 weeks ago, I said straight away, get this fight before somebody else takes it. I know, like I said, win this, I'm to some big things.
Zach, it's clear you'll fight anybody, but not anybody will fight you. We've ended up with a good fight, maybe a fight we weren't expecting, but do you have a message for the British title holder, Mark Heffron?
what I was going to say, yeah. On Saturday, it'll be a different mark, same story, and then we'll move it whenever he's ready. Hopefully September, it'll be the same story as what I do to Mark on Saturday.
Ben, it seems every time, Dad over there clapping, it seems every time Zach's in a fight, it's a good fight, and it's always a wild card fight, and we have another one on Saturday.
Yeah, Zach Chelly is a dream to work with, to be honest. He lets us choose any opponent we want. He doesn't blink, and he'll take anyone. But Mark Jeffers as well, I remember meeting him a few years ago with his dad, and he's been training with Michael Jennings for a long time now. This is a serious fighter. This is a serious fighter with a great support, that wants to go right to the very top. So to take this on 2 weeks against possibly the best super middleweight in the country right now is a serious statement of intent. I think this can be fight of the night. I think Zach Chelly needs to recognise that he's in a serious fight here on Saturday night, and may the best man win.
Next, let's go to a man that needs no introduction. Every time he fights, we're waiting for something special to happen. It's Ben Whitaker against Vladimir Belushki. Let me go to Vladimir first. Vladimir, you have a hard job ahead of you. Everyone knows how skillful and how difficult and tricky Ben Whitaker is, but how do you win this fight?
How do I win this fight? Just have to catch him and hopefully hurt him and put him away. That's the only way to win this fight.
He's tricky, but you've seen it all. You're well-traveled. Does he possess anything that worries you, or do you have to get in there and use that experience and be rough with him?
No, I know he's a good fighter. You know, he's very skillful, but all it takes is one punch. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Ben, all it takes is one punch. Nobody's landed it yet. Good to see you back. You've been a pro for around a year now. How has your assessment of your first year as a professional been?
Hey Vlad, thank you very much, man. I'm thankful you're honest. You know, it only takes one punch, but sadly that won't happen. But yeah, the way my career's gone so far, I'm very happy. I'm moving at the right pace. And Saturday, again, you'll see why I'm special.
How's this camp been for you? What have you added to your arsenal? What do you want to show us on Saturday?
Yeah, we've been working a lot on reaction time, me and Sugar, so we've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, you know, a lot of PlayStation. My fingertips are ready, and you'll see Saturday.
What happens in the ring is most important, of course, but you're a showman outside of the ring. Can we expect any special ring walks or just any added bling?
Hey, well, I'm a man of the Lord, so everybody in here, I know everybody's crafted by the Lord himself, but when it comes to me, I know they took some time on me. And Saturday, you'll see why I'm special. I've got the ring walk ready, the kit ready, my hair's ready. You see the jewels on me as well. It's only right I shine. Your coach loves knockouts. You love knockouts. Are you expecting a stoppage win on Saturday night? You don't get paid for overtime. I want to be back in the hotel by the time Savannah's in the ring, if I'm honest, so that's what I'm looking to do. Ben, you've got a superstar in your hands here. It's going to be really hard to keep the training wheels on him and hold him back. He's still young, he's still a novice pro, but he's a promoter's dream, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think as well as that, he's an elite fighter. I think there was a lot of talk at the start of his professional career as to whether we look at super middleweight or light heavyweight, but since his injury, the way he's come back physically, he's a different specimen now. He's every bit a light heavyweight and a big light heavyweight. He's not only the showman, but he's going to go right to the very top of his division, and it's just a matter of time. We want him to be an absolute superstar by the time he gets here. It's important that people see him fight. It's important that he's in every single home in the country. I think this is a guy that can bring new fans to the sport of boxing. I truly believe that. It's going to be a big journey ahead. It's going to be a long journey ahead, but he just needs to stay active, keep doing what he's doing, and he's going to have those big nights to come.
Next up is our chief support, and it is world title business. Natasha Jonas takes on Candy Wyatt. Candy, I spoke to you yesterday. You seemed cool, calm, focused at the public workout. How has camp been?
Camp has been great. I trusted in my team. I just showed up to the gym and did what they told me every day, and yeah, I had a great camp. I'm in a great spot physically, great spot mentally, like ready to throw hands on Saturday.
This will be your fourth attempt at a world title. Fourth time lucky?
Yeah, fourth time's a charm. Is that a thing? But yeah, fourth world title attempt. I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm in a really good spot, and I'm very excited to be here. I really enjoy fighting in England, so yeah, I'm just ready to go on Saturday.
You'll have no doubt watched a lot of Natasha. What does she do well, and what can you exploit?
Natasha's a very tidy boxer, like very fundamentally sound, which is going to be fun. Ways to exploit it, maybe I can try to make the fight a little bit messy for her, make it a little bit more difficult for her to keep that tidy, like tight boxing.
Natasha, it's been a crazy 18 months. This will be your chance to pick up a fourth world title, another weight division. Could you have dreamed of anything quite like this?
I don't think so. Yeah, it looks so far away at one stage, and you know, a credit to Ben, to Boxer, and to Sky. Everything that he said when I signed that first contract, he's done. So yeah, we're here. It's been a frustrating start to 2023, but we're here. We've got the date, and it's happening on Saturday, and I'm just happy to be in the ring and get the ring rust off.
Manchester is a city that you seem to do really well in. I'm not sure how good of a thing that is because you're from Liverpool, but it seems to be a place where you give some really good performances. What is it about that AO Arena that kind of brings out the best in you?
I think it's close to home. You know, it's only 40 minutes down the motorway. We get a lot of Scousers in here. I'm an honorary man coming from Champs Camp, and that's not good to say as a Scouser, but I am. And yeah, I think 2 out of my 3 titles last year was won here, so it's got good memories. You know, I perform well, I like putting on a show, and I like performing. And to be fair, I've been in Candy's position where, you know, well, I was 3. It was my third time lucky, and it happened for me. But I've got to make sure I do everything right so it doesn't happen for her.
You've been campaigning at Super Welter. We're now back down at Welter. Is this a more natural weight for you?
Yeah, if you look at me, the weigh-ins at Super Welter, I was never anywhere near the 154 limit. You know, I was 149 with my clothes on. So yeah, it's been very comfortable. I feel comfortable. You know, I'm still eating, I'm still drinking. That's a bonus.
What does Candy bring to the table? You know, there's not that much to see of her online, but what kind of fight are you expecting?
I'm expecting her to bring it. You know, I've seen the fights with Bav, McCaskill, Lina Dartu, and another southpaw. She's tough, she's durable, she'll keep coming, she'll keep throwing shots. And I've just prepared myself for the best version of her, and I'll present the best version of me, and the best woman will win.
Give us a prediction. On Saturday, does Natasha Jonas become a 2-weight world champion?
She always does. You know, I don't like predictions, but she always does.
Ben, 4 world titles in 18 months is crazy to think of, but you've played a huge part here in delivering these opportunities.
I wouldn't say a huge part, just a little.
No, just a bit.
No, it's been an incredible journey. I think Natasha signed, when she signed to us, she was a lightweight, and we went up to super welterweight because that's just a way where the opportunities came. Won 3 world titles, incredible fighter of the year last year, but to now go to somewhere she feels more natural at is even more exciting. I think every time she fights, she seems to get better and better, and now to be in the welterweight division where perhaps there are bigger fights, there are bigger names. Even at super lightweight, I could see Natasha potentially becoming a 3-weight world champion now, which, looking back, we were just delighted to get that 1 world title. So yeah, amazing journey. Could be another emotional night on Saturday night, but yeah, she's got a lot to do on Saturday, and that's where the focus has to be. And thank you to Candy Wyatt as well, because it's another world title on the card.
That is all from our undercard presser. The fighters are going to come down, do some head-to-heads, and then we will be back for the top of the bill press conference.
Like the poster say, all or nothing. You ain't got nothing. I got it all and I'm gonna keep it.
I'm not underestimating Franchón. Like I said, she's a tough, rugged, very experienced fighter. I believe I beat her.
If she thinks it's gonna be a walkover over me, she's gonna have a very long night.
I believe I'm at world level. These are the sort of fights that I want.
It's gonna be a long night for you. That's all I could tell you. We fight for two different things. But it's some things in boxing you can't teach. And the things you can't teach, that's what I have.
This is a true 50-50 fight.
Savannah Marshall win, 2-time world champion and the new. I want to be a world champion again.
This is the biggest fight in women's boxing at this moment.
This is another massive fight. It's huge.
I got 5 babies I gotta feed, so you don't mess with a mama and her babies.
I'm the challenger now, so it's all or nothing for me. I train hard. I train really hard.
She's tough, she's strong, she has her own style. She's a fighter. I'm gonna win, just like she said she's gonna win.
She's very physical, and I think this will be a physical fight.
I'm not worried about power because I have that. It's the things that you can't teach.
Me and Franchón can be seen as the heavyweights of female boxing. But I believe my ring IQ, my boxing skills will win me this fight.
Stunning statement from Savannah Marshall.
Put the work in, I'm victorious.
out.
Like the poster say, all or nothing. You ain't got nothing. I got it all and I'm gonna keep it.
I'm not underestimating Franchón. Like I said, she's a tough, rugged, very experienced fighter. I believe I beat her.
If she thinks it's gonna be a walkover over me, she's gonna have a very long night.
I believe I'm at world level. These are the sort of fights that I want.
It's gonna be a long night for you. That's all I could tell you. We fight for two different things. But it's some things in boxing you can't teach. And the things you can't teach, that's what I have.
This is a true 50-50 fight.
Savannah Marshall win, 2-time world champion and the new. I want to be a world champion again.
This is the biggest fight in women's boxing at this moment.
This is another massive fight. It's huge.
I got 5 babies I gotta feed, so you don't mess with a mama and her babies.
I'm the challenger now, so it's all or nothing for me. I train hard. I train really hard.
She's tough, she's strong, she has her own style, she's a fighter. I'm gonna win, just like she said she's gonna win.
She's very physical, and I think this will be a physical fight.
I'm not worried about power because I have that. It's the things that you can't teach.
Me and Franchón can be seen as the heavyweights of female boxing. But I believe my ring IQ, my boxing skills will win me this fight.
Stunning statement from Savannah.
Put the work in, I'm victorious.
Press conference stage here at New Century, and welcome back to our viewers joining us on Sky Sports. Less than 1 year ago, Boxer and Sky put together the biggest night in the history of women's boxing. More than 2 million people here in the United Kingdom watched that show, and millions more around the world. And they've decided to bring undisputed championship boxing here to the United Kingdom again for another great night of women's boxing. And now it is time to bring up the main eventers for this Saturday's show, live from the AO Arena in Manchester, live on Sky Sports and ESPN Plus and dozens of more networks around the world. I would like to welcome back the promoter of this event, the head of Boxer, Mr. Ben Shalom, and joining Ben Shalom on stage and directing this press conference from Sky Sports, Mr. Andy Scott. And now to introduce the two women at the top of the bill, live from Manchester this Saturday, looking to deliver a historic night of boxing as the world watches. 10 rounds for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. First, the challenger, joined by her coach, Peter Fury. She hails from Hartlepool, England. She is a two-time Olympian with 12 wins, 10 of which coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, the former WBO middleweight champion of the world and the former undisputed championship contender, please welcome the silent assassin, Savannah Marshall. And now the champion, the undisputed champion, joined by her manager on stage, Peter Kahn. Please welcome the athlete, promoter, fashion designer, and singer from Baltimore, Maryland, USA. She is the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the heavy-hitting diva, Franchón Crews-Dezurn.
Well, a very warm welcome to New Century Manchester, a venue steeped in history. Jimi Hendrix, the Jackson 5, Pink, and The Who have all performed here. And on this stage, we have a couple of performing artists at the very top of their trade. This could well be a heavy metal contest. On one side, the challenger, back at a new weight, back to prove a point, no doubt, and back to become a champion once again. The silent assassin, Savannah Marshall, flanked by her esteemed trainer, Peter Fury. On the other, the champion, our visitor from the United States of America. As Big Mo said, she's multi-talented, her own promoter, a fashion designer, and a singer. But today, she sits here with all the belts as the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. It's the heavy-hitting diva, Franchón Crews-Dezurn, flanked by her manager, the Boxing Writers Association of America Manager of the Year, it's Peter Kahn as well. But straight to our own rock star, Ben Shalom. I mean, you must be delighted to put on a top of the bill like this, another undisputed clash. It's back-to-back in terms of Boxer and Savannah Marshall. And yes, the original top of the bill fell away, but you were confident that you want to proceed with this for all the right reasons.
Yeah, as I say, there's not many fighters you can do that with, but Savannah Marshall is certainly one. Here we are again, another undisputed. Have to thank Sky, have to thank ESPN for the support of women's boxing. It's truly incredible. Undisputed fights don't come around very often. We have another one. It's in Manchester. Thank you to Mick Hennessy for his constant support, and thank you to Peter Kahn, who has made this fight one of the easiest undisputed fights I think that's ever been made. Franchón Crews has been a pleasure as well, and we promote this fight with HHD Promotions. It's going to be a spectacle on Saturday night. This really feels like the heavyweight division of women's boxing. Franchón has been a champion for a long time now. This will be her toughest test, and Savannah's here to prove a point. After an absolutely unbelievable night at the O2, she felt she went away. There were certain things that she didn't quite get right on the night, and when the rematch wasn't going to happen, this was the fight that had to happen for Savannah Marshall. And here we are days away, and it really is all or nothing on Saturday night.
Yeah, and that's why you've built it as such. Just stepping back from all of that, both teams are going to presumably do a lot of talking now and talk it up, but from a fight point of view, when the first bell rings, I think that boxers' side of things are pretty confident this style-wise has got all the makings of a very, very watchable fight.
I think so. Franchón is going to, in my opinion, she's going to stick it on Savannah. She thinks she's going to use her advantage, her size advantage, her experience at the weight. But Savannah Marshall's here to prove why we believe she's the most heavy-hitting female in the sport, and she's here to put on a statement. It really is a 50-50 fight. I think it's going to be absolutely everything that we expect. And as I say, this is the heavyweight division of the women's sport, and it's the two best, and it's the elite, and it's undisputed for the Ring Magazine belt as well. It doesn't get any bigger. There isn't any more you could put on the line on Saturday night, and it's going to be in front of 8,000 fans at the Manchester Arena.
Yeah, I mean, you set it up perfectly there. It's only fair to go straight to the champion. Franchón, great to see you again. What are the emotions now you've landed and you're on the ground and you're in Manchester? You did some great build-up alongside Savannah, and we've been entertained so far. Last little bit of talking still to come, but what are your emotions now, fight week's upon us?
Oh, I'm happy. I am present. I am living everything I envisioned. And at the end of July 1st, Saturday night, it's just going to be another icing on another cake when I win against Savannah Marshall. Thank you to Manchester. You guys have been very hospitable. Thank you to Sky, to Boxer for partnering with the Heavy Hitting Diva Promotions, and shout out to ESPN for getting us shown in the United States, around the world. I mean, I've been looking at the promotion, and you know, that energy is very different. When I'm in Savannah's presence, she has nothing to say, but when she's doing interviews, she has so much to say. And I just ask that she keeps that same energy. Keep that same energy.
Are you as confident now camp is over? You were confident before, but now you've done the 10 or 12 weeks it's been, and you've worked on a game plan alongside headbangers and your trainer. Are you more confident, as confident? What would you say?
I mean, I love the reference that Ben gave that this would be a heavy metal, because I mean, my gym is called Headbangers, because that's what we do. I want to shout out my family in Florida and my husband, Glenn. We've been putting a lot of work in, and as you can see from this picture to what you see right now, I definitely came to work. I didn't come to play. I didn't come to be friends. I came to kick her ass, straight like that.
You referenced that you feel that Savannah is different in interviews to when she's in your presence. Do you crave that verbal battle? Does it matter to you if you don't get it today?
No, the contract is signed, and we're going to fight on Saturday night. Trust me, I'm not like her. Unfortunately, she got a defeat because she underestimated. That's what happens when you get content. That's what happens when you think everything is going to be given to you. You let somebody come in your hometown and beat you, dog walk you, and that is not Alicia Baumgartner's word, but you let somebody come and take something that you thought was yours because you got complacent. That's you. That's not me. I don't have to deal with that. You don't have to say anything. You feel my energy. Go ahead.
I didn't get complacent at all.
Yes, you did. And you blame your trainer. And you blame your trainer.
I didn't blame Peter at all.
Yes, you did.
No, I never. I was asked what went wrong, and I said, ask Peter.
So
that's not me blaming him.
So how are you going to make it right on a whole different fighter?
You're nothing like Clarissa.
So how are you going to make it right on me?
You're nothing like Clarissa Franchón.
Yeah, I know.
You're nothing like Clarissa, and you're not going to dog walk me at all.
Ooh, you got some
confidence
like that
one?
Now.
You like that one?
Yeah, I need that.
I brought it. It's got spicy.
That.
We're here.
Because you know what?
Now we've got
I
2
understand.
days.
I know it's very difficult when you're in front of your friends. I know the same thing. You're not going to beat me up or verbally assault me in front of my friends. So do what you have to do to feel good. Do what you have to do to feel like something, because I don't want
the reality of it is, Franchón, I don't have to say anything. I'm a better fighter than you.
Oh,
I'm a better
check the
fighter than you.
resume. Where you at? You started at super middleweight. We started pro at the same time.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Why did you try to skip around and get the easy way?
The difference between me and you is, this is the difference between me and you, right?
Please tell me.
You sit about on your lazy ass waiting for opportunities. This is why you've boxed twice in 2 years. The difference was me. I was at super middle. You didn't entertain me. You didn't give me a shot. You didn't want to know. So I moved up.
So you think
I moved up to light heavy where there was a title shot for me. fell through. Again, no title shot for me at super middle. So I moved down to middle to box Hannah Rankin. Same with Shadisa Green. She sat as your mandatory for over a year, and you don't want to know. So what? Who's the mug here?
But listen,
who's the mug?
I'm
Do you want
trying
me
to
to sit
figure
about,
out,
get myself in a position where I'm a mandatory and wait about for you to give me a
how,
title shot?
I'm trying to figure
No,
out how I'm
that's
not
the
creating my
difference.
own opportunities
You're
when I'm in
faffing
your
about on your
hometown,
sewing machine.
headlining
Go out
in your
and find
country.
opportunities. You
I'm
see,
a
I
learner
have
talk.
things given to me on a silver platter, like what? You've given me involuntary defence.
Finish.
Wow.
You finish.
You're the good
so I can
Samaritan.
read you for
That's
Phil.
the only
Are
thing
you
you've
finished?
given to me. A voluntary defence.
how-
Well, weak, because you didn't want to entertain your mandatory. And
How
that's
you-
what it
how-
boils down to.
How are you going to say, first, I'm going to just rip you apart from your first line. How are you going to say I sit on my lazy ass when it took him 5 minutes to introduce me because I do so many
Right.
things? Hold up, I
Wait.
gave you time. I gave you time.
All right,
Let's be
okay,
respectful.
okay.
How can you say that I sat on my lazy ass and didn't create an opportunity when you fight on the card that I'm co-promoting? My name is the Heavy Hitting D promotion.
Co-promoting, because no one else wants to promote you.
Hey, baby, but listen, how am I sitting on my lazy ass not creating opportunities when you got hustle personified right here? Don't ever play with me or play with my
Franchon,
name.
there's no one else in the division.
Because you know
There's
why?
no one else in
Let
the
me tell you
division.
something. I self-manage myself.
Because no one
For
else is
90% of my career.
Yeah.
I made deals with Golden Boy. I made deals with all these other
Good
promoters.
on you.
When you
got
had
off the
things
couch.
handed to
Good on
you, why did you leave America? Why did you leave?
Because
why
the
did you leave?
opportunity wasn't
Baby,
there for
I've
me.
been there.
I was there.
I've been
fights
there.
Fights
I'm
fell
still
through.
here.
I haven't got time
But
to
your
sit about.
opportunity is here
I haven't
now,
got time to
and
sit
all you
about.
do is talk about Clarissa because
People
you're
ask
so
me about
butthurt
Clarissa
because you lost. Let me
because
tell
there's
you.
no one
Let me
else
tell
in
you the
these
difference.
divisions,
Let me tell.
Franchon.
No,
There's
listen.
no
Let me
one
tell
else in
you
these
the difference.
divisions.
Let
No
me
one
tell
knew
you
who
the
you
difference.
were till you called me out on that show.
Let me tell
now all
you.
of a sudden you're
I
trying
don't
to sell
care.
this, trying
I
to sell
don't care.
singles.
The
You know what I
difference
mean? There's a
is.
reason why you're not on top of the pops.
The difference is, and I hope Clarissa's watching. The difference
probably
is,
is.
I took a fight with that woman, a two-time
Right,
Olympic
about
gold
10 years
medalist,
ago.
on a 2.5-week notice. I lost, and I'm right here, undisputed.
Well
History.
done. Well
I did
done,
that. Let me
Franchon.
tell you
Well
something.
done.
You had 10 years, 10 rounds, 10 months to prepare. You couldn't even do it. So don't you ever disrespect me like that.
Listen,
You trying to right your wrongs, and you got promoters like Ben. You got promoters like Ben. Shout out to Ben, who still give you opportunity that you don't deserve. So you better kiss
You
my
know,
feet and
you
be
give
happy
me
I
the
came to the
opportunity.
ring to give
Good
you
Samaritan.
opportunity.
You give
You
me the
should be happy.
opportunity. You called me
Be
out.
happy.
That's the difference here.
Let's-
She
hey,
called me out.
let's talk-
She's making out like I
Do I
begged her for
need-
this fight.
Listen.
She called me out.
Listen.
That's the difference.
But
So all
listen.
this crap I've had
Hold
stuff
on,
given to me
hold
on
on.
silver platters.
But when
no,
those
you haven't even got a
ringside
promoter.
rankings come
I've
out,
got you on
when
this
those
show.
ringside ranking comes out,
This platform,
Ring
look, the
Magazine
records.
rankings,
Why
pound
are
for
you
pound
here?
list, pound for
There'll
pound
be a
list,
little
they
pop-up
don't
shop
put me
in
on
the
it.
AO Arena selling garments. Probably promoted by Heavy Hitting Promotions.
Let me just interject for a second.
Speak facts, Savannah. Speak facts. That's all I ask,
I've
baby
got
girl.
one more question for you, Franchon. What sort of a fight are you expecting for Savannah? This is all great. Everyone's enjoying the trash talk, but the business end of it, when the lights come down, it's just you, her, and the referee. What sort of fight are you actually expecting?
You know what? I want y'all to close your eyes and envision that. I'm going to tell you the difference. Because if you took all these cameras, all these people, take all the crowd, and just put me and her in the gym with ourselves, I'll show you what kind of fight. You know what kind of fight it is. But to you, you think I'm going to be so stupid. And for you to insult me like I ain't been kicking ass in the amateurs right alongside you. I ain't been kicking ass in the pros right alongside you. To insult me and say the only hope I have to win is coming in reckless and stupid. No, don't project on me. That's what you hope I do, because that's the only way you think you can beat me. I'm better than you. I'm more diverse than you. I done went through plenty of systems. You done got these opportunities. How you a two-time Olympic gold medalist?
Know anything
Girl,
about me.
please.
don't
You
know
never
what
had
I've been
competition
through.
over here in the UK. Since we gonna always bring up Clarissa, because that's your secret place in your mind that you go to feel like something, because she took your soul. I'm here to close the casket. I'm here
Everyone
to
here
close
knows
the
I
casket.
never bring her up. I get
I'm
asked
here to
about
close the
I
casket.
get asked about even this build-up. No one's asking about Franchon Crews.
It
Everyone's
don't
asking about the
matter.
rematch with Clarissa.
Check them
So where it
history
is.
books. Check them history books. I even got your sidekick, April Hunt, and her sister shook. See, this is what you had to do with Clarissa. This is the difference. When Clarissa came, oh, we got to jump her. we got to be disrespectful to an undisputed champion, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, to a fucking bum who ain't even earned the right to even
Hang on,
say
what
anything
you
to
doing?
them.
What are you
To-
doing?
No, I'm
What are
telling
you
you.
doing?
Don't worry about what I'm
you
doing.
doing?
Is that going to get you ready to fight?
No, but what you doing?
No, because y'all
Where? Get
disrespected
a grip.
greatness.
Get a
Y'all
grip.
disrespected greatness
Get
for
a
no
grip.
reason, and it shouldn't have
Get a grip,
happened. And you're
Franchón.
not
Come
going to
on,
play with
come
me,
on, what
so
you
you can
doing?
insult. You and Peter
you
think
doing?
you're going to
No,
come in crazy.
No, what
Don't
it
worry
is
about it.
because
Don't worry
I've
about
actually
it.
spoke up. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm sick of this dog walking crap. What are you going on about? Silver platters.
Let me come to you now, Savannah. I had written down that maybe your quietness was mistaken for a lack of confidence, but I'm going to scrub that from the record today. It's a new weight, but the goal remains the same for you?
100%, yeah. New weight, a lot more natural for me. I'm feeling a lot stronger, and this is it. 2 days away.
I'll ask the same question. What sort of fight are you expecting? I wrote down, Franchón said there that she feels that she's more diverse than you, that more adaptive. She can change her game plan on the fly. Do you think that she has been pigeonholed a little bit into this pressure fighter, aggressive fighter, that maybe her technical boxing skills are being overlooked? What have you and Peter Fury, without saying too much, what have you identified?
Look, she's undisputed champion for a reason. She's strong, she's tough. She uses her strength, she uses her weight. She's very unorthodox, and she's a strong pressure fighter.
Do you think, this is a strange question as well, but we might as well go there. Do you think that actually there is some respect between the two of you despite the last sort of 15 minutes there?
Of course. Like, this is why people draw to me, because I am real. I'm a student of this game, and I've been in this game for a long time, just like she's been a long time. If I was to sit here and take away what she has, you can't take history book away. She is a 2-time Olympic participant. She is a former world champion. That's why I want to fight you. Yes, you have a country behind you, but that's why I want to fight you, because at the end of the day, it's bigger than me. When I hang up the gloves, they're going to see that 2 women can headline a card and put on a great night of fighting. I'm coming to fight, but it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. You could throw sticks, you could talk all you want. I can't fight, I'm this, that, and the third. I'm a goon. I am a goon. I am hustle personified, and I'm here because I work my ass off to be here. And if anybody think they're gonna take anything from me, that's Boxer, that's Savannah, that's Peter, that's the whole crew, they got another thing coming, because I'm willing to die. And you laugh now, you're gonna cry later, April. Make sure you good for your fight. Where's she at? Where's she at? You just got verbally assaulted. Calm down.
Is there something there that you both agree on, that actually October, the big question after that was, where does the sport go next? How can we capitalise on that? And do you think actually that those seeds that were planted on that night are already starting to grow now? The fact that we're back here, we're headlining, yes, albeit in different circumstances, but we're headlining again with an undisputed fight, shows that you've succeeded in that respect.
Yeah, 100%. The reception I got in the O2 was absolutely massive. The whole country's just got behind female sport, and I feel like me and all the other female boxers are just riding this massive wave. The fact that, you know, the main event fell through and Boxer and Sky still went ahead with the shows, me and Franchón headlining, is just amazing.
Yes, it is. I agree.
And, you know, without sort of kicking a hornet's nest that doesn't really need any more kicking, but, you know, why not? You were heavy-handed at the weight below. Everybody knew that. The record said as much. Do you believe that you're bringing that power up? And it's worth asking the question, do you believe you hit hard enough to win this fight by knockout?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I'm not having to struggle to make the weight. I always made middleweight. I always made it properly, but it was a bit of a struggle. This time it's been a lot more easier. The camp's been a lot more enjoyable. I'm not having to bring my weight down a lot earlier. So yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, let's all take a breath and shift down a gear. I'm going to bring in Peter Kahn.
I'm good.
Okay, let's bring in Peter Kahn. Peter, a nice line that you gave me beforehand. Actually, you know Peter Fury pretty well, because we all learnt a little bit about each other in those bios you call bubbles. You and Peter Fury shared a bubble, so I think there's respect there between the two teams. You were ringside at Madison Square Garden. There's 2 real flagship events in female boxing recently, with Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano at MSG. Franchón was on that card. You were part of it, and obviously the October night that I've already referenced. Does it say a little bit that Franchón was ringside and we brought the undisputed title back to the UK, and that's no disrespect at all to the sport in America, but it seems here we are riding the crest of a wave a little bit. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And, first and foremost, I want to thank Ben Shalom and Boxer, Sky, ESPN for picking this up, ESPN Plus, United States. I hear the reference all the time, women's boxing, women's boxing. This is just a great fight in boxing in general. And going back to that evening at Madison Square Garden, that was electric. That was when Franchón beat Elin Cederroos. The Katie Taylor-Amanda Serrano fight, the place was packed. I could still see it right now, and what a great fight. Forget about male, female, it was just a great fight. And I've been doing this a long time, it's 30 years. For this sport to keep continuing to be relevant, they have to make great fights. Doesn't matter wins or losses, the best fighters have to fight each other. And when Franchón said to me, okay, what are we gonna do next? Who's next? I said, who do you wanna fight? And she came over here in October, and it wasn't so much about calling Savannah out, it was about saying, this is gonna be a great fight. And like Ben said, this fight took 5 minutes. Credit to Savannah and her team, credit to us. This took 5 minutes to make. And we started this around Thanksgiving. I was on a Zoom outside my backyard getting this deal done. So, this is what boxing needs, the best fighting the best. And I really believe, and if anyone disagrees, let me know, but this is the best fighting the best. And the UK fans and the UK boxing scene is great. Of course, we have no problem coming here.
And I'm not doing your job down at all, but sometimes you have a difficult job with fighters, getting them to engage and do the promotion, and then you have people like Franchón Crews. You've had to sit there, and you probably actually didn't have to say anything today. But
let me say this. Franchón and I have been working together now, 3 years? Yeah. And she's right. 90% of her career, she self-managed herself. And it's pretty remarkable what she's been able to accomplish. And as I say to her, using an American football reference, I came in at the 1 yard line, just to kind of push it over a little bit, right? And that was when she became undisputed, the first female at 168 pounds at super middleweight to be undisputed, the only female to have the Ring Magazine belt at super middleweight, and the longest reigning female super middleweight champion. She could have taken a victory lap, gone for a softer touch, but no, this is the fight that she wanted. It's great for her history, her legacy. She's had the belts. She's had the belts. It's about legacy, and the only way that you cement your legacy and you become that Hall of Fame fighter is by taking on bigger challenges, and that's what Savannah Marshall is.
Well, thank you very much for coming over and being part of it. Peter, you're long in the tooth now. You're not going to say anything that's obviously going to give too much away, but what differences have you noticed behind closed doors Savannah Marshall now up at super middleweight that you can sort of tell us without giving anything away?
I think, look, we're always working on improvements. It's working.
Can everybody hear Peter? No.
Let's do Peter's up here.
So what happens when you're second class, you see? Yeah, so basically, we're always working on improvements and stuff. And yeah, we've been in the gym, and we have made some significant improvements. So I'm very happy where we are. And but I want to second what Peter said as well. This is about legacies. It's about fighters fighting the best, and they should pit against the best. There's too much protection of fighters, too much business involved. Everybody wants this, everybody wants that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the best fighting the best. And when he said this fight took 5 minutes to make, because I think we all know me and the small team around me will step up to the plate. And this is what it's about. There's no guarantees who's going to win this fight. They're both good fighters. And I'm excited to see this fight as well, because I want to see a good fight. I want to see proper fights, not picked fights.
Every time I'm in a ring, it's a big fight. It's going to be proper. It's going to be entertaining. Trust me.
Well, it will be. And at the end of the day, I'm best of luck to both of them. And the thing is as well, we appreciate you coming over here, bringing the belt, putting it on the line. So, listen, there's no badness from me. There's no animosity from me. I respect all good fighters. And I want to see a good fight, and we're going to get it. And listen, whatever happens, happens. But look.
I'm a win, though, Peter.
No, but listen. Hey, there's no guarantees in this life. I want to win the lottery, but I haven't won yet. But the thing is, it's like anything else. We'll train hard. She's trained very hard. She's ticked all the boxes. There's no excuses. And the thing is, what it comes down to, you can have the best trainers, you can have everything, you can have Einstein in the corner. But when it comes down to it, and you're in these 50-50 fights, you've got to have something inside you which is a little bit special. And you've got to dig to places that you don't want to be. And you've got to adjust on your feet and think for yourself in there. You know, no trainer's got a key in a world-class fighter's back and keeps turning it. We're here to advise, point out things, but ultimately it comes down when you're in 50-50 fights.
You preaching to the choir.
Who is
the same
who
thing
is
I
the
said
best
when I
fighter?
came here.
So at the
and
end
I'm
of the
glad
day,
that you
that's
learned
where
that.
we are.
It's
So
some things you
let's
can't
see.
teach, and you're
Let's
gonna
see,
see.
and I want to see.
Welcome to my world, Savannah.
Let's see.
I'm gonna take you into the darkness. I'm gonna take you into the deep waters. I'm gonna show you what it means to be a winner. I'm gonna show you what it means to be a winner. I'll give it to you. If you beat me, all hats to you. I'm happy because you know what? I touched the soul and made them better. But it's not gonna happen.
I was going to give you the opportunity to give a final message. Do you want to say anything else, or was that it?
Well,
You
yeah,
kind of went there.
I want to say I wanted to show love to the UK. As you can see, I'm rocking the green, and hopefully I don't offend because I don't know thoroughly the culture. But Princess Diana was one of my favorite fashionistas and just personalities. So I just thank you guys for having me here. I hope to come back and visit, and be prepared for a great night, July 1st.
And Savannah, do you have a final message? I think Peter stole your microphone.
Just thank you to all the fans, everyone who's bought tickets. If it wasn't for you, female boxing wouldn't be in this position.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone who's going to tune in on Saturday, and trust me, it'll be a great fight.
Yep.
And to you, Ben Shalom.
Look, I think it's great for Franchón to get the platform that her personality and her talent deserves, but equally, Savannah Marshall has worked for everything she's got. Everything she's got. I remember meeting her, and she has taken the women's sport to another level. No other female fighter sells the tickets in the way she does, has the support that she does, and what she achieved throughout the past 18 months has been nothing short of incredible. And if it wasn't for her, Lauren Price, Caroline Dubois, Caris Artingstall that we have coming through wouldn't have the dream of headlining these arenas. So, yeah, I just wanted to say Savannah has worked for everything she has.
Brilliant. Well said, everybody. So let me just remind you, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports action and showcase. Main event from about 9:30, and we're expecting the first bell just because the way the undercard's looking at a really reasonable time of around 10 o'clock, if not a little bit before. So it gives you the opportunity for everybody to tune in. We're going to finish this now. We're going to pause for head-to-heads, and then I think you two are going to have a few questions from the media that are here waiting. But thank you, everybody, and let's get these head-to-heads done.
Down. And it's just on the line, the big hole on the floor.
up, George.